Hi guys, it's Thelightchrissy here once again, and I'm here to do a animal spirit timeless reading for you guys. So please do keep in mind that all readings can't possibly work for every person. Take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. I also would appreciate it if you click that subscribe button right down there below this video, and also like and comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. I have in front of me 3 different piles of cards. You can either pick pile 1 with crystal 1, pile 2 with crystal 2, or pile 3 with crystal 3. Okay, I'm going to give you a moment to go ahead and do that. You can pause the video if you need to. Just focus in, take a deep breath, and pick the first one that you feel drawn to, and I will see you guys over in the reading. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Thelightchrissy here. So if you chose group 1, then this is your reading. Let me get these guys out of the way here and make a little space. I just got a new camera, so I'm using my new setup. So I don't know how it looks on the others. I mean, I didn't know how to like get it ready beforehand. But anyway, enough about me. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. So if you pick this crystal, let me see how the autofocus works. I turned it off. I probably did. That's not great. Yeah, then this is the crystal for you. This is the power for you. This reading is for you. Now this reading is timeless, so don't worry so much about the time. Just whenever you get this, it's meant for you to hear it. So the card that I have in our things that could be holding us back is the wolf spirit. All right, things that can be helping us. I have the owl spirit, but I have it in reverse. The conclusion is the scorpion. Okay. So with the group 1, with this, the problem been, or the thing been in the things that can be holding us back is the wolf. This can be where we're being maybe a little bit too watchful or a little bit too protective, almost to the point that we leave these openings for other people to go, to be able to get in, you know, or opportunities for people to be able to kind of, slither behind us or get behind the scenes. Is when we let the wrong type of people in our lives. We have the wrong type of relationships. We accept the wrong kind of jobs, the wrong kind of deals and things like that, because we are so guarded that we're not paying attention to the obvious kind of like holes in our blind spots. We're not paying attention to our blind spots. And even with this being here, I can kind of see the owl being in reverse. This is where you have the wisdom to know better, but maybe there's a part of the ego or the aspect of the ego that kind of keeps us from standing in that power of that wisdom that we have to make us do that. So this is what people see you like. They don't see you as wise. They see you as naive, and maybe that's why they try to do it. But I think to you, the thing is that you feel like this. So you feel like you're protected or guarded, but I just kind of feel like there's just something around you that is kind of like that you're not kind of seeing the way you're seeing for what it should be. And this is not to alarm you. This is just kind of like to awaken you to lay off a little bit on this energy, the one that's kind of like guarded and like make people, you know, your bark is louder than your bite. Is it? I mean, your bark is worse than your bite. Okay. So that's kind of like what I kind of feel like led to tell you that sometimes ease up and make it look like you're comfortable. Make it look like you can be, you know, like gotten over on, and then see who actually tries to do it. Because with the defense system that you have up now, I don't think that that they're gonna find ways that are very logical. You have to ease up to where they think they can get away with something, and that's the way that you're able to catch it. Because that's what I kind of feel right there, like you're able to like strike, boom, I got you. All right. Overall, that's kind of like a situation that I kind of foresee going on. I definitely feel like you're going in very head first into this time period right now, very on your game. It's gonna be important to be allies with your family or with your tribe at this time. The people around you, they're going to be your biggest support, and make sure that you are giving them support as well. And as you know, as you go on your journey and you do things, that you're not being too judgmental of them, because I feel like maybe there's someone here that maybe kind of looks up to your opinion. I don't believe that you're aware that the person looks up to you in that kind of way. So this is where it could be a parent that kind of looks up to the child, and the child doesn't know, or something like that, or older sibling looks up to the younger sibling or something like that, and you kind of don't know the effect that you have when you can be a little bit judgmental towards that person. So make sure, because I always kind of see like the word stinging a little bit. Make sure that you're kind of mindful of that could be situations that go on, because you're viewed as a leader in whatever kind of group setting it is. I feel like, once again, I want to have that thing where with the wolf, it's about being democratic, and making sure that when you're saying just enough, not saying more than you need to. That's what I want to say. My grandmother used to call it letting your left hand know what she said, never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Okay, so this is where, like, it goes with that theme of being the wolf, being on guard. It makes you an easier target than what you think. So it's not wise. I'm just telling you that to make yourself look bigger. And then you actually, whatever machine you use, like the Wizard of Oz, it kind of falls apart, and then people discover that you're not really that great. It's better to not say as much and shock people with that shock value right here than to go in like guns blazing. And I think that maybe that's something that you kind of need to learn a little bit. Yeah. Is because over here on the wolf card it says practice letting go. So that's you see how that's kind of like that thing, like you have to kind of like make yourself look a little bit more loose, okay, not so uptight, because it makes you too rigid to stop things that need to stop, okay. Yeah, I kind of see you always kind of being a person like that with the Six of Cups that came out here. But it's time. This is like a sign to say it's kind of like to leave behind those kind of like those childish. I'm not going to say childish like you're being childish, but that mindset or that way of thinking. It's time for things to be a little bit more balancing, for you to kind of beat that test out in your life of always having to kind of deal with that. It's time you learn how to win, how to master this. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's time you learn how to master this, okay? I want to see, tell me about the wolf, okay? The wolf here, yeah. Would you have this, but it came out in reverse right here. So this is the card all about success and being victorious. But I think what they've been with this wolf here, it can't happen when you're still here. That's kind of why it's in reverse right there. You kind of have to take yourself out of that. You don't want to look like the bad guy. You don't want to look like the bad guy. I don't know why I'm saying that in particular. Save face. That's a lesson I had to learn, to be able to save face. In the end, I come out looking better by not saying anything that people are eventually going to figure out on their own anyway. So in that time, I can just like relax, be all to myself and wound up in myself, okay? Also, yeah, that's perfect right there. That's what I want to come out right there. Let's see. What about the Scorpion? Let's just clarify that right now. We got the Six of Pentacles right there. We got the Three of Swords over here on the Scorpion. We'll get into that in a second. We have the Four of Swords right here. I'm sorry. We have the Four of Swords, okay? This is that resting, practicing letting go. This is where you're surrendering to what it is that's going on, and you're not having this like allergic reaction to life happening right in your face, to where you turn on that super defensive dial. This is saying to rewire the response. There's something spiritually that if you allow it to happen, it will rewire the way that you respond to trauma or to potential threats of trauma. Okay, you'll kind of rewire the way that you act. I don't think that you're okay with that, because you feel like it's going to weaken you. It feels like it makes you vulnerable, but it's still like you're still protected. With the wolf, there's just that energy of protection still around you anyway. It makes me want to pull from this particular deck right here, the Work Your Light. Let me see what we got in the Work Your Light. What is Work Your Light? Okay. You feel protected to me. Yeah, it says trust the feeling. And I think what it is that it says trust the niggle. What is niggling? What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Right, and I feel like this is where you're able to get more about that whenever you're in that resting period. But you're definitely protected. Even kind of how I see this person right here, you see these two people behind it, you're guarded. So you can be yourself. Like, they can dress in the black. That energy can be there that will stop somebody in their tracks. But you have to save face, kind of like what I was saying with the save face thing. You have to look like the one that's doing you look like a humanitarian, okay? That's why celebrities have bodyguards, because eventually they're going to want to say no to autographs, and they're going to look mean if they do it, so they have these people here to do it for them. And I feel like there's a need for you to step down from that role, look, like hiding yourself from being in that space, to kind of like stepping down. It's almost like, don't be the one, like, don't show them that you know it all. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Always keep this powerful packed punch here, okay? Let them think that let them think that they have you. Let them think that they have you cornered, they have you trapped, they have it where you can't move. And in that time, let spirit work. Give up the fight of what it makes you look like. That's kind of what this is like. Give up that fight of what it makes you look like, or what you think you should look like. Give that up and let this work in that space, okay? Trust it. Everything is kind of leading you in that anyway. So make sure that you kind of, lean into that, okay? Because it's something here that this is this is a healing card. Okay, and what it brings about and what it's trying to heal for you is the places and the times where you've given too much and where you haven't received enough back, or even the times where you receive too much and you haven't given enough. But this comes to bring in the balance to that, and it's time for that to happen. But you have to create the space for that to be able to come in. The emotional space, with it being the Scorpion, and this is also that card of transformation. So things are trying to, these things in love for some of you are being transformed. These thought processes that you have about yourself, the mentality needs to change here. You got a bunch of cards, a bunch of sword cards here. This is all about the way that we think, the stories that we tell ourselves over and over and over and over again, okay? So yeah, with this comes some type of, it says an offering here. So something comes up here for you more sooner than later. But it requires a lot of focus in. And you kind of have to, I see you as like stepping down from your role. I don't know, this might literally be stepping down from a role, but I see someone stepping down from a role, even if it's energetically, to be able to be a little bit more hands-on than what they were before. And I believe that I just kind of see this as you kind of stepping down from this role of looking like the wolf to looking like, oh, you can take from him if you want to. It makes the enemy come after you quicker, but it's only because you haven't revealed that you see right through them and you see who they are. So for you, for group one, this is all about being able to trust in that. That you can kind of change the way that you go about having your alarm system or your protection system to being a little bit more open-minded and open-hearted, and don't let pain kind of block you from offerings or the blessings that you kind of have coming in at this time. Let's see, what other cards do we want to play with today? What cards do we want to play with today? I think I don't know what I want, guys. What do I feel like a message is at? I feel like they're in the energy oracle cards. Let me see if I can pull them. There we go. Let's get these bad boys out here. I feel like it's a message in there for us in all of this that we are conversing about. Okay. Don't be envious, guys. That's just another message that I have here for this group. Don't be envious of other people. You will have your day. You will have your turn. What goes up must come down. Things will be what you give out, you'll get back eventually. It all comes back around. Alright. It all comes back around. Blossoming abundance is coming in. That's that offering that I was talking about with the owl card. Owl card. Yeah, blossoming abundance, things coming back, things coming around for you. So that's kind of why it's important that you make yourself less obvious, because you're gonna have a lot more to protect than what you think by the end of all of this, when it's all said and done. Because the Chariot card is here, that's that success. You got the Six of Wands here, that's that success that hasn't happened yet. Bam, bam, be in a better position to give and to receive. Healing coming in. I mean, pretty good cards. I can't make it up. Can't make that up. Let's see what we have here. The yin yang wanted to pop out earlier. Yin yang wanted to pop out earlier. This is bringing balance. This is bringing balance into your space. That's what I was just talking about. That equal give and take. It's coming back. So this is where don't be envious. Where I was saying don't be envious and feel like other people get it and you don't, because it's coming in for you. It's happening as we pull cards, okay? And as you breathe and watch this video. Let's see. Anything else here? For some of you, it's love coming back in. It's a relationship. Lightly, I feel that someone comes in. Maybe a Scorpio here. Maybe a Cancer here. What else? Cancer, Scorpio. Those are two I see right here. But yeah, maybe someone's coming in. All right, you got the man with the heart here. Okay, a man holding your heart. For some of you men out here, maybe you are. This is that lovable you, not just men. I want to extend that to everyone watching, because I see this is now I'm seeing it like this is how you need to look. This is how you need to look. This is the armor. This is the protection to look open. Look, it's so funny on the bottom of the deck, woman with the heart, because that was gonna mess with me. That woman with the heart. So you need both men, women. We all need to look a little bit more loving and like be a little as a disguise, right? As opposed to that hostility that's on the bottom right here. You know, like that going in like the wolf, like I'm gonna cut you. Like not going in that way. Here, for some of you, yes, it is love for sure. Daughter romance. And with there being, yeah, with it being man holding a heart, woman holding a heart, daughter romance right here. And then you have blossoming abundance, yin and yang, give and take. Okay, you got the Scorpion, which is all about passion and things like that. So it definitely could be love here, but you can't go in it with that hostility or that anxiety, okay? You can't go in that way. All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what else to pull. This is pretty good. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please comment down below and let me know what is going on. Also, subscribe to my channel and please like this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye. Hi guys, this is you guys in group 2. If you pick this crystal, then these are the cards for you. We're going to get into your timeless animal spirit reading. I have named this reading like 50 different things during this video, so please forgive me if I called it something different at another point here. For group 2, you pick this crystal, this is for you. Let's go. All right, so first we're going to do challenges, okay? Things that are going to help us out, and conclusion. Let's go for it. All right, challenges, lion. All right, things that are going to help us through, panther. Conclusion, outcome, cosmic egg. I have a sense, guys, that with the lion here, our pride is going to be something that can kind of hold us back at this time. So this is where we are not humbling ourselves. I feel like for some of us, this is where we kind of use our words or things, and we can kind of stubbornly keep ourselves away from something or keep ourselves out of something by the way that we approach a certain situation. It's almost like you have to let somebody know that you have a louder roar. So this is going to be something that at this time we kind of have to work on that, putting a muzzle on that, and not going on any unnecessarily fights or unnecessarily. I just was talking about that word earlier today, so I messed it up. But unnecessary. This is where we're getting rid of anything that's unnecessary in our lives. So this is where we are deciding what is it as the lion looks at the panther. It's almost like what things are worth the fight. What things are worth the fight? So you're spring cleaning energetically with the panther here, okay? Now the thing about it is you're going to be looking in on what habits you have that are self-destructive, okay? So you're going to be looking at those things. There's a need for you to be very, very patient with yourself, to not be too serious with that, and it's a thing that you kind of have to treat a little bit more carefully than you are probably used to being able to, that you're used to caring for things in, okay? You have to be a lot more peaceful, a lot more graceful with this. It's not rambunctious energy that you can just take because it's spiritual. With the cosmic egg here, this is where you're getting like a spiritual upgrade. This is where you're like what people call like enlightenment and things like that. And this is not one of those like just get you another pair of jeans that sits on the floor. This is like your fancy pants coming in, okay? And to be able to have an environment, it's like bringing a baby home, right? You have to get that house ready. So this is where we are getting rid of the things that we no longer need, the energies that we no longer need, the personas, the parts of our ego that we no longer need. And for you, it's this time of being prideful, being very, very super serious, not really laughing, not really playing. I see you being drawn, like dragged down, tired, lonely, cold, distant, like all of those words that I could think of that kind of like remind me of stress and depression and things like that. I kind of feel like this is just this stuckness that we've kind of been in with the Leo here, with the lion. It's a fixed sign, so you can be sitting in that for a minute. And I don't know what happens in between the two, but it's almost like you just kind of open your eyes in your own darkness finally. Like you finally say, you know what? I'm going to accept whatever it is right now, what I see, and I'm going to just go with it and I'm going to figure it out. And I think because you dared to open up your eyes in this moment, you are gifted this, what you're looking for. You get the answers, you get the wisdom of the universe because you figured it out. All you have to do in life is open your eyes in the darkness and accept what it is that you see. It doesn't mean that you have to stay there. That's what gives you the basis to be able to make the choices, to be able to go elsewhere. But first, to know where one is going, you have to know where you are. If Siri or Google Maps doesn't know where you're starting, then it's not going to be able to tell you how long it's going to take to get to the destination. Okay, that's just where it is. It doesn't have a place of origin. The place of origin is here. It is not at the ego. It is here. And I think that there's something that happens in the middle of this time that kind of puts you in that space to where you can understand that. So let's just look a little bit more and we can kind of get an idea of what it is that we are talking about. I want to pull some clarifying cards here. Pull a little clarifier. Let's clarify the lion. The Nine of Wands in reverse. Let's clarify the Panther. Alright, what is this? That Six of Pentacles there. Alright. And the King of Pentacles on the Cosmic Egg. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse on the bottom of the deck. This is where we're refusing the healing that is trying to bring its way in, okay? I kind of see somebody feeling like they're running out of chances, or they're feeling like they're running out of tries to get it right. And maybe this is what kind of incites your thing. I feel like for some of you it's like a time thing, like like you're having like this like midlife crisis, or whatever crisis. I don't know if you're a teenager, maybe you're like, whoa, I'm about to go to college, or I'm about to go to high school, or I'm about to do this. But it's kind of like that feeling where you're kind of stepping over from one thing to the other, and I think it's kind of like shocked you into this space of, okay, I better get myself together. So that's good. I see you finally giving to that portion of yourself that needs that after coming out of a space of not really wanting to. But I think that once you start doing it, you start to see a more all it took was the choice to want to heal. All it takes is the initiative to want it, and the universe will see it through. But you have to be accepting of that at first, and I think that at some point in here you do make the change from the Ace of Cups being in reverse to the Star card, to where you're putting yourself more in alignment with how to connect to source, and how to connect to healing energy, and learning where to direct it. And that's kind of what's happening when I'm saying you open up your eyes in the darkness, and you're able to kind of navigate it around, because you're wielding this power to where you know that you can fix anything that you want to fix. You know that you have the power to be able to do that. And I think that what it is now you're changing it from like your eyes is on that power. Like you are like, whoa, what can I do with it? If I can do it here, I can do it there. So this is just saying, don't allow your pride to get you back into a rut, but also to understand the value of what it is. Truly understanding the value of the power of being able to heal yourself. Think about that. You can make yourself so whole and complete. Like you don't need anything. You start to not need anything else to protect you or to cover you. You just walk in it at all times. You're covered in the starlight. Okay, you're able to spread that out to the world with this card, that healing. Look, it's like you look at that, getting that water and pouring it out onto the land. Like you found the well, like you found out how to be able to do that. So that's really good, because with this is ascension. Essentially, this is that moment. But with the King of Pentacles here, this is to be careful what you do with that magic that you have. Okay, be careful that you're be sure to make sound choices and not like dark choices, okay, with what you have, like ones that are just self-serving. Because like I said, when you get this water, you pour it onto the land. It's not just yours anymore, it's other stars in the sky. So you kind of have to make sure that you see even here that you're giving to people. And when you're not giving the bottom of the deck, the Hierophant, you're teaching people. All right, so it's either one or the other. Either you're teaching or giving. This is just a lot of where we are in life, and what comes along with being able to have this eyesight in the dark. This is one of the tolls of a person that has to do that. Okay, so this is saying self-destructive. Make sure that you don't get in your own way, because whatever you kind of do, you're gonna feel in the morning. That's kind of what I'm being led to say. Not necessarily like in the morning tomorrow, but whatever you do now, because you feel like you're invincible, because the next thing that was up was the Knight of Wands. You kind of feel invincible. Knowing that, don't let your pride get you in a rut, because you're gonna feel everything in the morning that you do in that time. So don't mess it up, okay? You're dealing with star power. This is kind of like when Mario gets the little mushroom. That's kind of how you are right now. So don't get used to it always being that way, and don't take advantage of you being in that space, okay? With the King of Pentacles here, make sure that you don't have like a superiority complex. And when you move to like a new place in your life, like, oh, I'm here now. No one is beneath you because they haven't got to where you have got yet, right? Everybody had to learn at some point. You didn't know what you know until you knew it. So everybody was at that point. So be careful not to be judgmental of people like that, or to look at them as beneath you, okay? Right there. There's just like this arrogance with the Leo there. Maybe you've been like that. I feel like it's nothing wrong with having some healthy arrogance. Everybody has to be confident in themselves, but don't take it overboard. That's the only thing here. You have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul Tribe. So that is definitely coming in. But I keep seeing this thing with you being like a leader, and with them saying to not be selfish and to share it with others. There's something here for you that involves like a group. Even with the stars here, like a soul gathering, like something ancestral maybe, that you're being supported in, like some type of mission or journey that you're being supported in, okay? But just keep on getting the message. Don't let it poison you, all right? With the cosmic egg, which I've never gotten that before with the cosmic egg, but I guess that I did this particular time. Oh, the other card is right here. Where are you being called to journey to? What I want to say is this: in your darkness, as you go down, you can decide on what way it is that you want to come up. So nothing in the shadow is too deep to where you can't unroot it and change it. Don't be so stuck in thinking that it has to be one way. You have so much power there to be able to create your reality, and it's so supported spiritually behind that you can really literally move mountains if you wanted to. So make sure that you are tapping into that energy that you have. Spirit is saying, where are you being called to journey? What is it that you want? Okay, tell us what you want. It's not for the spirit to just know it and just magically give it to you and you're surprised. You have to direct that energy to wherever you want it to go. Okay, what's going to make you feel good at the end of all of this? You can start deciding on it. All right. I think that's about. Oh no. We're gonna pull some cards from here. All right. Let's see. So we're gonna give a message for group 2. Here you go. A message for group 2. Message for group 2. All right. Those two wanted to join us here today. Strategy, confidence, the third chakra, Archangel, Samuel, I'm sorry. This is where we have a game plan. And this is where we are confident in our plan to where we get up and we show up for it every day. So a strategy. I feel like for some of you, this is, aside from the things that I'm talking about, this is being confident in your story, specifically your story. It is your how you came to be. So for some of you, I feel like, yeah, even with this right here, I still feel a story. There's a story in somebody. I don't know if it's meant to be told or if it's meant to be made into a movie, talked about. Maybe you're meant to be a speaker, but something. Or maybe it's just used to push you in another creative way. But it's something about your story, about how you kind of came through this to this to this. Like a success story that you need to be more confident and more strategic about, okay? You could, even the Panther is a productive card. It's very, very, very productive. So there's some productivity that you can be putting into it. Don't allow, remember I was saying use the star. Don't use this to wreak havoc. Use it to do this. Why don't you use that to do this? Okay? So that's that. I think I want to pull from Oracle of the Unicorn. What we got here? What do we got, Spirit? What card wants to come out? What wants to come out here? There we go. Let's see what wants to come out. Delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. Okay? So unwire yourself from thoughts. This is where I was saying, you can make that darkness into anything. You can make that healing look any way you want it to look. Don't think that you can't unroot yourself from any of the things that you have been rooted in before, because that would totally be inaccurate. Okay? So, I need for you guys to step outside of yourselves, step outside of your comfort zone, and to be able to be open to whatever it is that you want to come in. It's not that you have a bad idea of wanting it. It's just that you have to set your energy up to be able to facilitate those things coming your way. And there's a need to just be very gentle with this type of energy, and not so rambunctious and in there, are kind of like that stuck and stubborn with it. Let it flow. Let it be something that flows through. And don't be afraid of going here, okay? You won't get trapped. You won't get stuck. That's the gift. But the work is that you put it back out there once you are there, okay? So that is what I have for group 2 from the animals, okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Also, I'm available for personal readings down below. Please comment. Let me know what's going on. Subscribe or like. Thank you. Alright, guys, and last but not least, this is group 3. So if you picked this crystal, my amethyst, one of my favorites, this is the reading for you. Now keep in mind this is timeless reading, so don't be afraid if you're seeing this right after I post it or some years down the line. Whenever you hear this message, it is for you. So we're going to pull from the Animal Spirit Oracle deck, and I'm going to pull the first card, or from your group is going to be your, what is it? Anything that can be holding us back. You have the butterfly in reverse. Anything that could be helping us out. You have the spider in reverse. Anything that could be, I'm sorry, the conclusion is the deer. For whatever reason, I feel like I was led to put the deer upright. Okay. Going in, the thing that is holding us back, group 3, during this time is our going against the grain as far as transformation, and now not allowing things to leave out of our lives, and realizing that we're moving from one phase to the next. So there's a need for us to kind of get with the program, that things are changing around us, and to kind of fall into the change and not really go against it, because change is always good on the other side for us, okay? The thing that is helping us, I think that there are going to be some things in this time that you guys are not having to do as far as responsibilities. Like it's almost like you're off the grid. I kind of feel like where you don't really have to do as much, so you have all of this ample time to be able to do things like face changes and face things like the transformation of things here, because I kind of see you coming out definitely more in tune with yourself, with the deer here, more intuitive, more spiritual. But it's a transformation that has to take place, and we can't kind of keep ourselves stuck into mindsets and situations and things that are rooted in where we were and not where we're really going. But we'll pull some more cards to kind of clarify what that is, okay? For some of you, it can be really important to go out in nature. I kind of see some of you not really doing your normal routine. As far as like nature, maybe nature is your thing because you got the deer, the spider, and the butterfly. Maybe like you like going to parks or the forest or something like that. And I feel like make some time to do some of that stuff, even if you can't, you know, like do it as much as you want to right now. Try to get yourself around some type of nature or something like that, because I feel like there's like you're lacking it. Clarify the butterfly with the Knight of Wands here. Alright, clarify the spider. Seven of Pentacles. Alright, and the deer. The deer is the 6. Has the 6 of Swords. Underlying energy. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Just give me a second, guys. So this is where there's this it's it's almost like where I feel like where it's someone who doesn't like to, you're used to a lot of movement for group 3. You're used to being able to kind of just go about, but what I'm seeing here is that Spirit, it has a way of saying that if you keep, it's almost like if you want to own a car collection, like a vintage car collection, but you get the cars and every time you go and you wreck them, and then you say to the universe, like, I want a car collection. And they're like, well, we've been sending you the cars, but you've been wrecking them. So if you hadn't have wrecked those cars, then you would have the collection by now. And there's this moment that needs to be kind of seen, because you're like expecting it to come in like that, and it's almost something like where someone's saying, hey, were you saying, I want $100, and they're like, we paid you $25 for 4 weeks. What were you doing with it? You know, like that's kind of like that thing right here. There's this need, when I get the Queen of Pentacles, to care about your things and to be a little bit more nurturing to the things that you do have, to have this gratitude and this appreciation for what it is that you have, and not to be so stuck in the lack of what it is that you don't have. Okay, so there needs to be like a little bit more appreciation for it, for your things. I feel like there's just this rambunctiousness to it, to where you kind of get like a bull in the china shop, to where you can kind of break things very easily. I literally think that you guys can kind of be rough on stuff literally in group 3, with the butterfly being reversed. The butterfly is so delicate, the spider is so delicate, and then you have the deer here as the outcome. That's another delicate animal. So you come out that way, but I think that it's for messing up a few things. That's kind of what I see. I see you kind of doing it that way. Even here, the 7 of Wands is in reverse here, not to be that ram like that, to not have that. The World card is next, is that cycle is ending. That with the transformation right here, the one where you kind of like rush through life, like you run through the speed lights, and you kind of like never like really take in nature. What I was kind of saying, getting away, you never really smell the roses, and then you kind of say, you know, I never get to smell the roses. And the universe is like, we're giving you everything that you need to be able to do that. You're just not really valuing the experience when it's happening, so you're looking past it. You're like overseeing it, okay? You're not able to see it for what it really is, okay? With the world here. And it's like you're not really fighting to either. That's the thing, is this, the Spirit wants to say, you're not trying to do anything to get there. The 6 of Swords with the conclusion of Deer, you have to do the work to move through to get there. Spirit's not going to do it for you. You have to do that. These are things that these are your thoughts. Like, this is what Spirit wants me to say to you. It's funny because it's like it's comical the way that they're saying it to me, but it's like, you got yourself in that mess, so we're not taking you out of it. You need to take yourself back out the mess and get back connected to us and what we have going on, back to your innocence, okay? So that is what I kind of have here with that, as far as the cards. Taking more value in your stuff, owning all parts of yourself and valuing all parts of yourself, and allowing yourself to transform from the place that kind of was just like a little bit more on the go. This is a little bit more of a settled energy, a gentle energy. It's not as much action in this phase of your life, and you kind of have to get acclimated to things not being so fast paced, especially with it being the Queen of Pentacles, because the Pentacles are the slower, more 3D things in life. This is where life isn't lived by everybody goes through these different seasons. Like, Swords are all about that logic led, you know, mentality. Cups are where we're heart led. The Wands are where, like, what makes us light up, what doesn't feel boring, basically, what feels fun. But the Pentacles are all about the things that we have on earth and what we build and what we can tangibly see. And I think you're shifting gears in your life a little bit from this is just fun to I want to have things. I kind of see that happening, but there's just gonna be, it's not just a thought. When you get to playing in the Pentacles realm, this is actually things that you can put tangible. We need touchable, sustainable results. It's not just a mindset like that. It's not just a feeling like, oh, I feel good about it. This feels fun, so it's right. This is not just the, you know, the Swords thing will be where, you know, this sounds like a good plan. This is a thing where you actually have to plant those seeds in the ground, and you actually have to do the work to let them to let them come. Like the butterfly actually has to get up on the tree and put itself in a cocoon. The caterpillar does, to be able to turn into this butterfly. The spider actually has to make this effort to make this web to be able to catch abundance in it and things coming in. You have to be able to create that, and you create that by knowing what you're working with. You have to know your tools, know what you have now, so you can know where you're going. You can't get anywhere without knowing that. Okay. And that's why I see it with the deer. And I mean with the deer and the moving on, because you can't move without knowing that value, without knowing your value. Okay, it's all coming together. Intuitive hits soul tribe. So for some of you, I feel like those of you in business where you're wondering where the customers are, where the customers are, why you haven't got this following, why you haven't got those people, why this is coming in for you. Okay. It's coming in. So that group of people, that support team, is coming in that with the great gathering. I definitely say that. You see all these people in the background supporting, and I keep on seeing this spider web. For me, usually with the spider, it's all about catching that abundance, and then this is where that abundance is there, but we just don't see it yet. So it's something coming in that can be a little bit unexpected. A group of people could come in to have your back that you really didn't believe, that you never, really thought could. Also too, with these people with their hands kind of out too, I see it. It's saying boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? They're gonna be this is going to, for some of you in business and things, there's this shift in your energy that comes in unexpectedly, but it puts all eyes on you, and people are getting in touch with your energy, and they're all going to want that. It's really, really important that you be very nurturing and take care of yourself, and don't overdo it. Okay, don't go against like the grain of that. Okay, because that still puts you back in this space right here. So don't let that be something that kind of pushes you beyond your limits, because I don't really know what it is that comes in. Let me see if I can like pull some more tarot cards. Let's see what comes in. That came out really fast. Some type of opportunity right here with the Two of Wands, where you're making some type of decision that kind of has all eyes on you. Like you end up kind of like looking up on a choice or a direction, or something like that. But it's when you choose to change, because with the Two of Wands, it's when you choose to do the thing that's different. That's where that transformation comes in. Okay. I always say, just do the other thing. That should be a saying. Just do the other thing. Let me see. I want to pull from. All right, here. Meditation. So it's going to be important for you to check in with yourself at this time, especially when it's time to make decisions. Also, as I see like the deer right here, that you come from a very, very peaceful place, that when you feel like you think you aren't getting anywhere, that you don't just snap back into this place. Think on those situations of why you're not getting there, and think, could there possibly be a situation that had a better outcome or a better reward, or it would weep you something. I mean, you would sow something better. Weep. It would bring you in something better than what it would. And I think that sometimes if you were to take the time to do that, not to go into, oh my God, I'm not getting what I want, then you would be able to see that it's working together. I feel like with this, you're connected to universe in that kind of way. It's just that you haven't quite got it down to not let it make you be react yet. Like it takes a lot of training to do that, to not react to the world, because sometimes some days you win and some days you just don't, and you have to really, really honestly not take that personally. But it's easier said than done. Trust me, I totally am telling you that from a place of me doing it, not like a place of I read this online. But yeah, even with this right here, celebration, there's something that's still in the middle of the month, like I'm still in the middle of the month, something that's coming up here soon that that you're choosing, and it opens up some doors for you. I see it being celebration from there, but I also see you having to accept whatever this change is, having to accept things as they are and celebrate things as they are first, to be able to put yourself in a place of energy to get there. And this is where we're going into that meditation in those moments, to start celebrating in our head and our energy space, and to be able to send out that signal to bring it back in, which is what I see with that web. Okay. A positive outcome is assured. Told you. Celebrate your success, okay, and enjoy your achievements, okay. So this is where I'm talking about that appreciation of all that it is we have. You've gotten so far, so it's time to appreciate some of those things that you've accumulated on your journey. You know, some of those jewels and gold and stuff. I'll take those three. Yin and yang. So you're definitely in a time of balance in your life. The thing is, I feel like the balance is this, where you're going to the other side. Like I was saying, we're not going to be in do mode. More, it's like more I have kind of space, and it's coming to bring in balance, because the first portion of whatever you were going through, or this, was a lot of that having to just go off of your instinct. But it's time for it to be a little bit more refined, a little bit more matured. So this is bringing balance in there. Yep, once again, something that's celebrated here coming up for you with the Sun card. All right, this is I feel like that, taking in those things that you have, having joy in the things that you have. But this is also the celebration of new vitality and new life. So I see you being very good with this transformation if you just allow it to happen. Kind of get out of your head about it, and just jump into action. All right. Also, this is where I feel like there's a need to see where your money is going. Make sure that you're checking in to kind of see where all of your money is going. I see that a thought, it's almost like some type of thought process about it is what kind of keeps you from that joyful that happiness here. But that's kind of what I was saying here. I said, like I was saying, I think it's unexpected that you'll have some type of net to come in. I don't think that you know it right now, but just keep yourself in the mindset to be on your P's and Q's as it pertains to your finances at this time, whenever you're getting this reading right here. Okay, so these are the messages that I have for you guys. I am available for private readings down below. Please just find my information in the email address. Is that what I'm trying to say? I think I'm saying the wrong thing. I don't think that's what I want to say. My email address is below for private readings. Please comment and let me know if this resonates, or let me know what's going on with you around this time. I'd love to hear from you, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.